Today, we are going to be talking about a very, very controversial subject in the real estate world. We are going to be talking about a very, very controversial subject in the real estate world, and that is land banking. Land banking, the process where you bank land. We're going to start with the definition of land banking. What is land banking? Land banking is a practice where investors, small or large, buy small parcels of land or large parcels of land at undeveloped locations, keep them for the future, and wait for these lands to appreciate. After this land appreciates, they sell it at a higher value. That's just a simple explanation of land banking. Another explanation of land banking is buying undeveloped lands. What do we mean? Lands that are just plain lands, or you can even call it bush. Buying bush and leaving this bush to develop. Leave it for a few years, allow this bush to develop. When this bush develops from bush to houses, then you sell it at a better ROI. That's the definition of land banking. Now you want to ask me, before I do land banking, before I decide to land bank, what are the criteria? What are the things I am supposed to look at for me to do land banking? Because if you don't have the knowledge, the basic knowledge of all of these criteria on land banking, you may be banking wrongly and you may be banking with the wrong company. So when you see a real estate company that you think, okay, I love their products, I think I want to land bank with them, these are the danger signs for you to watch out for before you land bank anywhere. I hope you are getting value. If you are getting value, type value below. So the first criteria you need to watch out for when you want to land bank is the location. The location. Every land must have a location. Every land must be physically verifiable. Every land must be located somewhere. In law, there's a Latin maxim that says, quick, as in plotetto, solo sedit. What does this mean? The land and everything on land belongs to the owner. So the land needs a location. You need to watch out for the location where you want to buy. Does this location look like where I want to live? Does this location look like where I want to buy lands and keep in the future for me to sell? And one thing I want to encourage you today and I want to talk about is that when you are considering location of land, when you want to buy any land or when you want to land bank, do not say this place is bush. Do not say this place is far. Do not say, no, this place is too far. I want the heart of town. Even the heart of town that we have today as the heart of town, 10, 15, 20 years back, that was bush. Like our Garki, current Garki, Asokoro today, Maitama today, Wuse today, yesterday, in the past years, 10, 15 years, they were bush. So look for a location you think you can land bank, and if you like the location, then you know that you have passed your number one criteria. The second criteria you need to look at, the second danger sign you need to make sure you cross before you land bank is the landmark of this land or the neighborhood attached to this land. What do we mean by landmark? Landmark means anything that is easily recognizable. Anything that can be easily identified. For example, you could say, okay, close to this land, there's a police station. You could say close to this land, there's a church. Like our Cherryview Park and Gardens, one of the closest landmarks at our Cherryview Park and Gardens is the Equa Church. Once you get to Akko Phase 2, Lugbe, on the airport road, once you are at the Equa Church, our Cherryview Park and Gardens is no more than 3 minutes drive. Another location and landmark that could easily be notified, or the neighborhood associated or close to our Cherryview Park and Gardens, is a retired general's apartment. where we have an army security checkpoint. So these two examples can be seen as the landmark and the neighborhood that could easily lead you to our Cherryview Park and Gardens. So before you decide to invest or land bank with any estate company all over the world, try to ensure that you know the landmarks and your neighborhood so that you could easily identify your land. The third factor, the third danger sign that you need to cross before you land bank with any real estate company is security. I know you would believe with me that security is a factor that can never be overemphasized. You cannot go and buy lands where the lives and properties of people in that location are being threatened by criminals and all of that. So before you land bank, ensure that this place I want to buy, this place I want to buy lands and keep, this place I want to invest, is my investment secured? I'll also give you a second example with two of our estates, our Cherryview Park and Gardens and our Sunland Park and Gardens. At these two locations, we ensured to get lands, to get properties where we have retired army generals with army checkpoints, army gadgets close to our estate. So this also forms our neighborhood. So once we have a very good understanding with these people, certainly their security will cover our estate, and lives and properties at Graceville Homes and Properties at these two estates are secured. So security is something that you cannot underestimate. Security is very, very important. So before you invest, before you land bank, realize that you need to check security-wise, is this place safe? The fifth item, the fifth danger sign, the fifth factor you need to cross and mark correct before you land bank with any real estate company all over the world. All over the world is zoning restrictions. Yes, zoning restrictions. And this has to do with legal requirements. For the FCT, we understand that you can never build any property without getting the approval from the federal government, represented by the Department for Development Control. For the states, if you are buying any land in any state, you know that you need a governor's consent represented by the Ministry of Lands of that state. So these are restrictions. You cannot just go and develop. So you need to know, this land I want to buy, what are the requirements, what are the legal restrictions, what are the zoning restrictions, and all of that. Now, you also need to know the purpose on the title that this estate has that you want to buy. For example, for an estate that has the purpose and use of their land, of their property for residential, and you want to buy for commercial, you want to invest for commercial, you know that you need to study, you need to understand, you need to inquire from this estate to know and to be sure, if I'm investing commercial wise, will I be covered? Are there plots in this estate that covers commercial investment? For Graceville Homes and Properties, all our estates have commercial plots. We have commercial plots in all our estates, though very, very limited, but we also get approvals for commercial investors. You also need to know the title. That's the sixth requirement, the sixth factor, the sixth danger sign you need to watch out for. You need to cross for you to know if you should land back with this company is the title and documentation. I decided to leave this for almost the last because I will be dwelling basically here. The title of every land must be verified. We've had investors that came and said, okay, I want to buy 2 plots here, I want to buy 3 plots here, just send us your account number and we'll make payments. And we said, no, this is the file number on our title. You need to go and verify. For our estates in Abuja, you can go to, because we have 5 estates in Abuja, we have some covered by C of O, we have some covered by area council. So there are different places for you to go and search and check the authenticity of what you are buying. Also, regarding titling, it is wrong for you to conclude and say, no, if it's not a C of O land, I am not buying. We've had clients that came and said, what I want is C of O. I don't want this, I don't want this. I'll be doing a distinct training another time regarding titling and what to watch out for when you are buying lands that are not covered by C of O or that are not covered by R of O. But how do you know if these lands are still authentic? Because area council lands are very, very, very authentic if you know what you are buying and if the company has done their due diligence and the land is legitimate. But that training is not for today. So before you land bank, ensure you get your lawyer to do the necessary legal checks at either land registry or the area councils, respectively, depending on which title covers this land, respectively, depending on which title covers this land. And you realize that when you do this, you can never go wrong. Titling, documentation is very, very important and it's something that you cannot underrate. The last factor on criteria to consider before land banking or danger signs to watch out for before you invest anywhere is pricing. Yes, this is the last factor, because if you have gone through the 6 requirements, if those 6 requirements passed all your tests, then basically what you look after and ask the sellers of this lands or the estate is, how much is this land? How much is this property? How much is the cost? And you have to work within your budget. For Graceville Homes and Properties, we have lands, we have estate plots that can meet any budget you require. We have lands from 1 million, we have to 2 million, we have to 3 million, to 4 million, to 7 million, and they are all discounted. So if you are buying, if you decide to buy from Graceville Homes and Properties, certainly you will meet lands, you will meet prices that meet your budget. And we have instrumental payments. We have instrumental payment that you can pay at your convenience. The second factor I want to talk about are the benefits of land banking. What do I stand to get? Number 1 is land appreciation. Land appreciation in value. You will agree with me that if you bought a land, for those of us that have bought lands and have kept, if you bought a land in 2020 for 1 million naira and you want to sell that land in 2022, you cannot and will never sell that land the same price you bought it. It would have appreciated in value. It must have appreciated in value. So one of the biggest benefits of land banking, why we want you to land bank, why we're encouraging you to land bank, is that the value of the land must appreciate. Must appreciate. The value of the land must appreciate. You will get increase in your ROI. And tell me, which of the banks in the country or all over the world will give you 1000% increase on your capital? You can only get that value from real estate. Only from real estate. And that is why I always say that if you have not gotten a portion of this earth in your name, then you have not started investment yet. So you need to land bank. And if you want to land bank and you choose to land bank and you make up your mind to land bank I want to lead you to a place where you surely land bank properly. When you land bank with Graceview Homes and Properties, it's money in the bank. Is your money in the bank, because at Graceview Homes and Properties, you invest and you sleep, and you watch your investment grow. You watch your money grow in value, and you come back. And one of the important things is that if you come tomorrow after land banking with Graceview Homes and Properties, and you say, oh, I want to sell, but I don't know who to sell to, Graceview Homes and Properties will buy this land from you at the current price rate, give you your money, and you go and sleep. So I want to ask you today, do you want to land bank? Have you decided to land bank? Have you gotten value from my training? You must land bank. Please come to Graceview Homes and Properties, and we will guide you safely into your vision and dream of land banking. Thank you.